Patty, thank you for joining us today. We have a very special guest, Lisa Dion. Lisa, if you'll share a little bit about yourself, and we have a question that we wanted to ask. A lot of language professionals today are helping with the coronavirus outbreak. They're working right along the sides of healthcare professionals in hospitals and other areas, providing language access to patients. So a lot of language professionals are possibly in very highly stressed situations. So again, thank you for joining us, and thank you for your advice.
Absolutely. So I am the creator of Synergetic Play Therapy and the president of the Synergetic Play Therapy Institute. And I think just what's relevant about that in this context is I work with and train professionals on how to integrate trauma, how to work with healing, and more importantly, which is really important for now, is how to regulate our own physiology and how to regulate our nervous systems, which speaks directly to the question, Mila, that you just asked. So your interpreters that are on the front line right now, and have actually always been on the front line, are feeling the intensity more than ever. So they have their own anxiety and stress about the situation, and then they're also having to interpret while feeling the stress and anxiety of everyone else that they are helping be a bridge for. So I think the number one thing that I want people to hear and understand is that your nervous system is going to be activated, and it's totally normal that your nervous system is highly activated right now. So some of you may be experiencing high levels of anxiety, irritability, overwhelm. Others of you may be at the point where you're actually starting to feel your own nervous system go into shutdown. Maybe you're numbing out a little bit. Maybe you're finding yourself even a little dissociative, not very grounded. And I want you just to recognize that all of that is information letting you know that your body is attempting to manage the level of intensity that you are perceiving. So that's going to happen right now. I don't think that we have a choice about that right now. We're all experiencing it to some degree. So the key piece in all of it is, what do we actually do with it? So it's not about making that go away. It's not about trying to just stay calm and pretend like nothing's happening. It's actually about being honest and real about our own experience, and then finding ways to stay connected to ourselves. So, Mila, we're hearing so much about all of the procedures, right? So social distancing and washing your hands and this and that. But we're not hearing people talk about, what do we do with our own internal states. So the number one thing that we need to be doing when we're on the front line right now is, how do we manage our own regulation in our nervous system? How do we work to stay connected to ourselves in the midst of the activation, which allows us to be in our prefrontal cortex, which is where you need to be if you're going to translate. We're not able to translate very well if we are stuck down in our reactionary mode. We actually are going to lose our ability to even think logically through the conversation and to find the words and all of that. So making sure that as you're facilitating, that you're really grounding yourself in the moment. Feel your feet on the floor. Rub your legs if you need to rub your legs, if that doesn't seem too odd in the environment that you're in. Really take time to regulate your breathing. Being honest and real with yourself. It's okay to name to yourself, I'm feeling scared right now, or I'm feeling anxious. Keep some level of awareness, some level of connection with yourself going right now, because your ability to do that is what's going to create an internal sense of safety for you. When we let go of that thread, when we let go of our own regulation, is when we actually start to emotionally flood, and we become consumed by the fear, and we become consumed by the activation, and then we are reacting instead of responding. So that's the number one thing that I would say is, and we're all different in what our bodies need, but really take time and think about, what do you need to do to stay connected to yourself? Do you need to walk more? Do you need to have a cup of tea with you? Do you need to do certain things in the moment when you're translating? Like I said, breathing, feel your feet on the ground more. Do you need to have some quiet time when you get home? Do you have a particular practice that you engage in that you can be doing more regularly just to keep yourself a little bit more alert and aware in your own nervous system? But I'm really serious right now when I say that this thing that I'm talking about, we need to make this just as much of a priority as getting good sleep, eating well, washing our hands, practicing social distancing. But this is another major, major piece of the puzzle for our own self care and well being so that we don't walk away with vicarious trauma and compassion fatigue at a whole other level, which there's a high probability of that right now.
Thank you so much. And we encourage you to use the link below to send us questions and concerns that you may have, as we will be reaching back out to Lisa Dion, and she'll be answering our additional questions in our next episode. Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thanks, Mila.
Bye.
Bye.